Family. So today's installation of Diary of a Single Mother, I wanted to talk about two things. One being, if you feel like if you constantly asking yourself, am I doing this right as far as being a parent? And then the second one is asking for help. You know, do you struggle with asking for help? And I personally struggle with asking for help. And then the first question is, I'm constantly asking myself if I'm doing it right, just because of the fact that I have 3 children and they're different ages and different things and different needs that they desire. So as a parent, I'm constantly doing that, especially as a single parent. I feel like there's limitations to that. So if you're interested in the conversation, stay tuned and we'll get right into it. Well, thank you for hanging out. I wanted to first immediately just get into it. So one of the things that I deal with as being a single parent, and I'm not necessarily certain that it's just single parents that deal with this, but for me personally, I think it's something that I'm constantly reflecting on, and that's if I'm raising my children properly, if they're getting everything they need, if I'm doing what I need to do as far as being a parent. My ultimate goal in life is to make sure that my kids are productive members of society, and I want to make sure that I'm not damaging the process of what I feel like, different rules and things like that I feel like the rules that I do is help them when they get outside of the home or when they're in different situations that they will know right from wrong. So when I look at that situation, I often wondered if I was the only one that felt this way. Am I constantly questioning, am I doing this right or not? And as I started, when I did my initial poll, I found out that I'm not the only one. And it's not necessarily consistent with just single parents. There are parents that, husband and wives, whatever they may be, that there may be 2 parents in one home where they're constantly questioning themselves on if they're doing something right or not. That as well is asking for help. I think that helps us with understanding if we're doing something right or way of viewing something, by asking for help. I have reached out to a couple of individuals or a couple of women that I dealt with in my past when I run into certain issues. My oldest daughter, there's things that I dealt with that I didn't even know how to handle. So I would ask someone and I would say, hey, what did you do in this situation? And that the first time that situation came about, she was like, just don't overreact. And so and then the second situation was, I'm really, really big on trying to keep my house clean. And over time, I've gotten better at it. I no longer fuss at my kids about keeping their rooms clean. My rule is basically making sure that they don't have anything coming out of it. It doesn't smell. Nothing like that is a problem. So I reached out to another one of what I would consider her a mentor and asked her, I was like, what do you do in this situation? She was like, I used to be the same way, and I got to the point that it made no sense, me arguing and fussing with her about cleaning her room because, she would still keep it that way anyway. So I'm sitting here exerting all this energy. I felt the same way. I felt like I was just screaming and hollering all the time because they wouldn't get the room clean. And so I got to the point that now I just tell them, clean your room. And if it's one of those things where it's not, nothing's coming out of the room or it's not, but I've learned that asking for those little simple things for help has been helpful for me, and it's not been one of those things where it condemned me. There's still certain areas that I need help with. I don't really ask for help in that aspect, and I tend to, like if I'm struggling with something, some concept, and I don't feel like I have anyone to talk to, I struggle in that area. But if you're one of those individuals that struggle with asking for help, or you're one of those people that's constantly asking yourself if you're doing it right, put a comment down in the comment box and I'll respond to it, and maybe we could talk about it. And if there's anyone that you feel like that you think I should collaborate with, that's a single mother, or even a single father, or even just a couple that may have some of these concerns, or they've already talked about this stuff, let me know in the comment as well. So I appreciate you taking the time to listen to me, and I appreciate you just following my channel. Peace out.